everybody. Oh, Danny boy here. Yeah. Short story short, I'm going to try and make this real short. About 6 months ago or so, came across a fellow on YouTube who, somewhere between a logger and an arborist, but on top of that he makes beautiful handmade axes. He takes vintage axe heads like this one and puts them on new handles, antiques them, puts his stamp on there, Buckin special, all right. And Buckin, if you're watching this, you've helped me create my own monster here. Okay, so this axe is called the Michigan pattern, and I didn't even know it was called the Michigan pattern before I fell in love with this thing. All right, and most of you all know that I have a cottage up in Michigan along with my sister and father. And so Michigan pattern, I mean, like I said, I fell in love with the pattern axe before I even knew what the heck it was. So I went on eBay and look what I found. Look what I found. Found an old Craftsman Michigan pattern axe head. And look at this thing. This thing has had the living doo-doo beaten out of it, okay? So what we're going to try and do, I got my bench grinder here. We're going to try and grind that down a little bit. I don't know if you can see that or not. Let me, yeah, you should be able to see that. Got a new lens on this camera, folks, so we're trying her out, and the autofocus seems pretty silent, and it's a Canon, so it's a good lens. So we're going to try her out. All right. Oh, and I also got I have a handle. It's kind of a piece of garbage handle. It's temporary. Everything is temporary. I don't really like the shape of it, but I think it's going to work okay. I think I'm going to have to saw down into it a little bit more because I want the axe to fit closer to right here. I want it to come all the way down to here, almost right to the shoulder there, almost right to there, almost to the shoulder. Okay. Anyway, put that aside. We're not there yet. We're talking about grinding down those edges on that. This thing must have been a serious wedge banger. Like maybe this belonged to a logger up in the Pacific Northwest or so forth. I mean, just look. That's cookatoons. Excuse me. Okay. Put on some gloves. You can put on some eye protection here. We'll see what happens. Okay, so I think what we're going to do right now is actually concentrate a little bit more on the handle, because I think we're to the point right now where not going to be able to do much more with the head of the axe until I get her hung. And one of the concerns about this handle is that the split doesn't. This is really not that great of a handle. You know, for one thing. Oh, what's going on here, boys, girls? Here we go. For one thing, it's just way out of symmetry. I mean, I'm going to make it work, but this is going to be a temporary handle, I can tell you right now. There it is. Okay. I don't know if you can see this or not. Is this going to focus in on it? Yeah, it will. You see how much more material this side of the axe has, the handle has, than this? It's really kind of a crappy handle. I mean, you know, what I paid for it. You get what you pay for, I guess. But so this is where I need to take material off from. The other side, no, not so much. Anyway, back to it. All right, so let's see how we did here. Got you all the way zoomed out. There we go. Still taking a little bit more material off of that one side. You know, that's all we need to do. Okay. I think what I also need to do is I need to take a little more material off of here so that this acts as a little more level. I'm going to persuade it here just a little bit here, see what happens. Michigan style, meet Michigan style. Okay, so I think we've got it mounted up pretty much as good as it's going to be. Pretty happy with it. I mean, there's some space everywhere. It's not perfect, but again, this handle is a piece of garbage. It really is. I mean, if you look right there, there's just all kinds of space here. In the back, it's okay, but just around here, around the perimeter, you know. But I'm going to bang a wedge into it. I got to do a little bit of work on the wedge because this wedge is every bit as much as a potato as that freaking handle is. So I gotta cut this thing laterally, and then I've got to thin it out a little bit. My goodness. All right, let's do this thing. Let's do this thing. This wedge, it's falling apart. She's mushrooming though. That's what she's supposed to do. So this ain't near perfection. Maybe about all I'm going to get out of it. Yeah, that feels like she's... This is bouncing off there. Well, she's going down in there more. Yeah, buddy. She's going down in there. Maybe a few more love taps here. See, I had to bring out the Michigan to help the Michigan. It's all about the mitten, baby. That's it. She's down. Yeah, baby. She's down. Exactly what you want. That head's not going anywhere yet. Now, last thing I'm going to do with this axe, I'm not going to bore you to tears with it, is I'm going to strip this varnish or whatever the heck it is they put on here. And we're going to give it the same kind of Buckin treatment on here. We're going to burn the handle a little bit. We're going to put some linseed oil or something on there. We'll call her done. That's another video for another day. All right. Thanks for watching.